Hi and hugs all. How's it going out there in YouTube land? We have sun today. It's kind of nice. I'm enjoying it. I hope you guys are getting some decent weather. I see that storms aren't done yet, and it looks like there's going to be snow. So hang on tight. Keep your hats and mittens close. Sabrina, Nikki, Unique, thanks for popping in. How's it going? Hopefully everyone's feeling all right today. I'm going to do stuff I don't normally do. I'm going to package some stuff. I haven't had a lot of people coming by, and whatever. I'm going to keep on talking. People show up when they need to show up. So, hi, how you doing? I am going to address something today, which I've had a lot of questions. Sunny and 48. Gotta like it. Gotta like it. Spring is coming. Hey, we're second day of spring, right? Woohoo! I'm ready. I'm so ready. And we didn't even have bad winter here in Arizona. Okay, so like a lot of people have been asking me, why are you doing these daily devotionals? You're not a religious person. You don't really, do that stuff. And I'm going to say stuff that's probably not going to be super popular to those of you that are seriously interested in the Bible. Daffodils. Oh, I miss my daffodils. I'm trying to figure out what it is everyone doesn't understand. That's, I guess, kind of where I'm at with it. I was raised Catholic. My grandmother was fairly religious. We kept all the stuff. We did, the pink and purple candles. We did the midnight mass. We did the stuff. We went to Ash Wednesday. I was married in the Catholic Church. I did all the sacraments. Yeah, they always kind of felt weird to me. I never quite understood what they were all about. Anytime I'd ask questions, I'd be told, oh, you just have to believe. Well, you tell a 10-year-old kid that, they have no idea what that means at all. As I've gotten older, I've come to understand a lot of the lessons in the Bible. Now, here's going to be the really unpopular statement. Take it for what it is. I'm not telling anybody how to think or believe or anything. I'm very interested in psychology and what makes people tick. I see all these things in chats. I'm in a lot of live chats. I sit and I watch and I see your comments, and I'm not judging. I'm just a weird person that just wants to know what makes your brains tick. So it's not because I plan to do anything with it. I'm not, what's that little evil mouse that wants to take over the world? Although if you would elect me king of the world, I would fix your problems. Not everybody would like what I do, but everybody would get taken care of, I promise. So I don't know. I raised Catholic. God exists. I don't really have a doubt about that. I mean, have we looked around, people? I mean, this is just not by accident. We didn't come from slime. And if we did, God designed it that way. This is just not accidental. So, and if you believe in Christ and you make an attempt to actually live a normal life and not go around hurting people, you're supposed to be okay. What's the confusion? This is my question. I don't understand. I don't happen to believe that the Bible is the Word of God. I believe that the Bible was written by men that had an agenda. I'm not saying that there aren't really, really good lessons in the Bible. And, yeah, we should probably pay attention. It is history. The only word of God that I know is 10 Commandments. Beyond that, everything else was written down by a mortal man with his own interpretation of it. I'm not a fan of the Bible. I don't like the Bible, per se. The Bible. Oh, there goes parrots. I find it very manipulative, and I just don't like the way it's written. I have found a version of the Bible called The Message, which makes sense to me, which is why I've been sharing it. And right now I'll throw it out there. When I hit 500 subscribers on this channel, I'm giving away a copy of The Message and Walking with God to anyone that, wants to enter and maybe win a free copy. Okay, so there's that. So that's why I read this. Excuse me. Knock it off right now. Knock it off. Sorry. That's why I read those two versions of religious texts of any kind. It's up to you to interpret what you hear. It's not my job to interpret that for you. I don't know the meanings. I'm into linguistics. I wish I'd studied it. I realize now how very, very important it is. Words are power. They've twisted our words. We don't know the right way to say things anymore to live the way that I believe we were put on this planet to live. And do I have any answers? Nope. But I just know that 99% of what I've been taught is not right. So I'm seeking my own answers. And the reason I do daily scripture is because many people seem to get comfort from it, learn lessons from it. They need it, and they're not willing to sit there and read it themselves. I understand that. Like I said, I don't like the Bible. I don't like the wording. I don't like the numbers before all the scriptures. I literally don't like the paper in the Bible. And I understand there's a lot of words. They got to put it on thin paper so they can get it all in one book. Make a couple books. Just give me some real paper to work with. I don't know. I'm weird, guys. Hello. Y'all know this about me. Excuse me. I need to go get my water bottle. I use a water bottle to discipline parrots. Enough. I am online and I am not amused by your antics. Now that's enough. Okay, sorry. So anyway, that's where I'm at with that, and I just wanted to answer those questions for people that keep asking me, Ellen, you don't like the Bible, why do you read it to people? Well, apparently other people need it. And if, they haven't actually read it, I mean, like I said, I went to catechism, I did all the stuff and the things, I went on the Bible retreats, the teenage retreats, where at 12 years old I was told I was going to hell because I kissed a boy. So there you go. That's a good experience for the church. And I've come to realize, at least for me, that religion and the Bible and the scriptures, it's very personal. If it helps someone to listen to someone else read it, great, but I'm not here to interpret it. I'm just sharing it, which is what I understand we're supposed to do. We're supposed to witness. That means share. I'm doing it. And I do hope people get something out of it. It seems like a lot of people are watching it. So I'm not trying to tell you what to think or what to believe. I'm giving you what is out there, and you are supposed to then reflect on it and decide how that works in your life. Pretty much, you follow the 10 Commandments and everything you ever learned in kindergarten, you're probably going to be okay, folks. I'm really pretty a simple person. I appreciate the luxuries of life. I don't want to own them. I don't want to be responsible for them. I don't want marble countertops that, I'd be extra careful about putting hot or cold, or, oh God, I spilt some red wine, which wouldn't happen in this house because we never have red wine. But, that kind of stuff. I understand why people like it. I mean, and if you have the money to do it and it brings you happiness, go for it. I'm pretty good with regular stuff, Now, when it comes to my shiny shinies, I like them. But if you all notice, I don't have a lot of high-end shiny anything. So I just like pretty. And Rita said something yesterday which really hit home with me. Thank you, Rita. This is why I listen to someone else reading the same scriptures to me. Because when I hear it from some other person, sometimes I hear a different version, even if it's the exact same words coming out of the exact same book. I've always said that my life lesson has been patience. I really am fairly a patient person, and I'm pretty tolerant. I have high standards for my life. I don't expect you to live up to them, but if you wish to be interacting with me, yeah, I'm only going to give you so much leeway before I say, that's kind of not acceptable around here. Doesn't mean that you're bad. Just here in my house, my area, please respect me and what I'm asking. And if that's not cool, sorry, but it's called drawing the line in the sand, and we all need to set up our boundaries, because wow, have our boundaries been trampled on in the past 4, 5, 6, 10 years. Oh yeah, pretty much since 9/11. Yeah, that was, in my opinion, when they flipped the switch. We lost so many rights and freedoms. We're not even supposed to think certain things. They have the thought police in Canada, and they had, and who is it, Jordan Peterson? They sent him to jail for having an independent thought. Oh, I wish I had that on this computer. I'm gonna have to share that. I'm gonna put that in my what do they call it? Posts now. The Bergeron. Oh, I can't even think of the name of it. It's a dystopian life where everybody in the world is handicapped to the lowest person. So that's where we're headed, folks. And I've been saying it since high school, and I'm old now. Yes, I'm lecturing everybody. Sorry. Yeah, I've been out there in the chats, and I've been looking, and I'm, here's Ellen's perception of the universe currently. I've been telling people all the planets have been in Pisces. Pisces is the sign of emotions. It's water. Waters are emotions. And Pisces is a dreamer. And so with all the planets, that means all the signs are getting affected. It doesn't matter when you were born. If your planet's in Pisces, and boom, here you go. You're getting hit, right? So everybody's emotions are really high. And because we're going into the age of Aquarius, changes are happening. Whether you like it or not, you don't have a choice. You don't get to stop it. You don't get to, doesn't matter. You will change. Now, what I'm seeing is there's a lot of sick people, like really bad sick. It's very sad. And I've been, yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on. Then I see about, maybe a third of the people out there, they're doing okay. And even if they're not doing okay, they're owning up to it, and they're making changes, voluntary changes, lifestyle changes, changing their schedules, changing their food, changing who they hang out with, who they don't hang out with. Again, drawing new lines in the sand. And guess what? Those are the people that are not sick. So, my thought for the day is change is happening, so you have two options. You can fight it, which we all know stress causes illness, and fighting change causes stress. Or you can start really getting onto it and figuring out what's your new road. What changes need to be made? And it may not even be anything big. It may be huge. Doug and I did this when we moved here to Arizona. I mean, hello. We left everybody we know. We moved to a place we literally had never been. Bought a house, sight unseen, just from Zillow and an inspection. Here we are 10 years later. Guess what? We're okay. We're actually doing way better than we were for the 20 years we struggled in Connecticut because we were fighting it. Or at least I was. I knew this was the kind of life I've always wanted, but you can't always just have what you want, Sometimes you got to put in the work to get the end result. So this is what I'm hoping for people, that people are going to start understanding that obviously the way the world works or has been running is not working for 99% of the population. So we have to do something, don't we? What do you want the world to look like in 10 years? And I don't mean the whole world. Let's just stick to your little 1 square block of whatever your house is. I got 4 acres. What do I want? My 4 acres, my house, my animals, my husband, my son down the road. What kind of future do I see for that? Start there. Because you know what? You don't control anything else. And you only kind of control about 50% of what I just listed because you got other people involved. So, and we can only Our only control is our reaction to the situation. Literally. We don't have a whole lot of other control because we are not independent from the world. We're not independent from anything. We are all one. Yes, very esoteric and woo-woo. Oh, whatever. Hello, folks. We're all made from stardust. God put us here. God did all of this. We're messing it up. We have the ability called free will to change it. So why aren't we changing it? Because we're too comfortable? Are we really comfortable? Seems like a lot of people aren't real happy. Seems to me that, comfortable would equal happiness. So, like everybody ran away. No one's talking. I scared you all. I'm sorry. I don't know. I just been having people asking me questions, and trying to say what I just said for the past 20 minutes in a, 200 text chat. It doesn't work. I have no problems having honest conversations about this, and I understand it's hard to do that in chat. I'm just watching to see what's going on. I have peace, folks. When I say peace, love, and harmony, I really, really mean it. They're not just words. I have peace. I don't understand why others don't. I understand why others aren't happy with the 3D world and the way things go and the manipulation and the struggles, the illness. I have all those things in my life too. I'm not exempt from them. Our only ability to control the situation is how we react to it. And that's kind of our job. That's what being human is about. How will you react? Sometimes you got to do things that are really, really uncomfortable. I don't know. I mean, like you wouldn't like just keep a one carrot sitting in a bag of nice carrots that's rotting and let it rot the rest of it. So why do you let that people do that in your life? Because you're related to them? So what? So what? Guess what? If they, pick a theory. According to a lot of theories, you're going to be going back around with these people all the time because we're all connected in this, soul group, or I don't know. I don't know, people. I guess we all do know. We've just forgotten. Well, okay, whatever. Well, currently, right now, in my daily life, I don't really know. I know that if that's true, wow, I really need to get some of this cords cut because I am not doing this again with those people. Girlfriend, nobody likes to get out of their comfort zone. I was this morning, roaming around doing my morning chores. We all have our daily things that have to get done. I have to feed all these animals, and I'm like I'm just like, wow, I'm just like on total robot mode. Like I'm not even present. I'm just pull off the cover for the bird, fold it up, put it under the, and it's just like, now I'm not saying I'm unhappy doing it, but it's like, I was like in the middle of it. I'm like, wow, you're not even paying attention. You're just like rolling. Now, honestly, for me, I think that's like kind of a cool way to live because I'm bad. I want to do something and have it done and not have to redo it. Well, daily life, dusting and dishes and cooking and paying bills and feeding it's nonstop. It's like, but then I'm like, okay, so what else are you supposed to be doing? Just sitting there staring at the computer, playing another video game? Like our world is full of distractions and they're very comforting and they're very easy. And I guess that's something else I've said. Our life is too easy. If it wasn't so easy, we wouldn't have all this time to be doing all these weird things that have been going on because we'd be busy, I don't know, getting food, that kind of stuff, chopping wood. Now, I don't want to do that. I've actually done these things, Wood stoves were a thing my whole life. And my father did tree work, and I can't tell you how many truckloads of wood. And I'm not talking pickup truck. I'm talking big trucks with racks on the back, that would hold 2 cords of wood. Us out on the mountain in the snow, Dad's cutting and we're loading, and then we get home and we unload, and then it's got to be chopped, and then it's got to be stacked, and the sawdust and the ants, and I know how to do it. I don't want to. Nobody wants to do. I want Rosie the robot from the Jetsons. I mean, damn, that robot. Yep, she took care of the kids. She did the dinner. She cleaned the house. She made the husband feel happy. Whatever, man, works for me. I want Rosie. Y'all can have your flying cars. I want Rosie. I wish I could just sit in a think tank all day, because my brain never stops. I'm just always. Everybody needs a Rosie. Everybody. And you know what? You want her wearing a French maid outfit, honey? If my house is clean and I'm not cooking, go for it. I ain't 20 no more. My ego is not a problem anymore. Oh, man, yeah, I'm going a little off the deep end. I don't know. I'm really worried about people. I see, so much illness. I see it everywhere. It's like, and not just physical. I mean, mental anguish. People are really struggling. Really, really struggling trying to fix a marriage, help a kid that's gone off the rails. I mean, I don't know, guys. I don't know what the answer is. I just know that we have to stop being so unhappy, because this is not helping any part of our life. And if, your unhappiness is tied to money, you know what I'm going to tell you? Live a simpler life. You don't need all that crap, and look what it's doing to you. Oh, yeah, and by the way, while you're busy working to pay for it all, you're actually having any time to enjoy it. This is a, problem a lot of people have. Doug has been wanting to get a side rail, a quad, or something. We live in the desert. We can, ride all day long out here. He doesn't have time to do it. Oh, I'm going to hurt that bird. Woodstock, that is enough. Enough. You want to see what he's doing? I'll show you what he's doing. Oh, yeah, I'm going to show the people how bad you are. See, he's on the other. I have this half wall here. This didn't used to be here. This used to be my living room wall. This room was like 24 by 12. It was weird. I took all the walls out. So yeah, this is what Woodstock's doing on the other side of the wall. And then screaming. Isn't that pleasant? Miserable creature. Yeah, you gotta love them, folks, or you cannot live with parrots. They are obnoxious creatures. Obnoxious. There we go. You guys see my stuff now? Let's focus you so you're not all blurry. Rhonda. Rhonda and Woodstock, they'd be a good pair. Woodstock talks, usually not when I'm on camera or try to get a video. All the parrots love Ella's intro and outro, and they dance and bob. I got a little bit of it yesterday. I want to get a little video together and put it together for Ella. Hoping maybe before her birthday, make up for my dusty rock. But Woodstock will actually have a conversation with you, on a limited level. Well, there's the cockatoo and the African gray getting involved. I'm about done. Y'all can go live outside. We're in Arizona. I actually have a bird aviary that I use as a garden cage, but we could turn it back into a bird aviary. But yes, Woodstock will talk to you and answer questions sometimes. Woodstock, are you a pirate? All right, I'm going to try to see if I can, probably, won't, but may not know this is a camera because it looks weird. It's like a stick. See if I can get Woodstock to talk to you. Arr, I'm a pirate. when I owned the pet shop in, it was actually in Haddam, Connecticut. Woodstock used to go to work with me every day. And right up the road at the East Haddam Theater, they did Pirates of Penzance. And they used to come into the pet shop all the time. And he'd be dressed like between shows, still dressed as a pirate. And Woodstock was fascinated and actually learned to say, "Arr, I'm a pirate." And sometimes he says, "I'm a parrot pirate," which is pretty complex for a bird. Yeah, Woodstock actually says over 100 things, but mostly you're going to hear annoying squawking. See the camera? They don't want to make any noise. Oh yeah, it's still looking at you. Oh yeah, you put your feathers up. Go ahead. Hi, Riley. So, you want to be a little crazy, guys? Go ahead and get a parrot. Had Hobbit since 2000 and Woodstock since like 2005 and Riley since about 2008. So I know I've had these birds longer than some of y'all had your husbands. So anywho, so yeah, there's my take on life, and I probably just lost about 100 subscribers, but oh well. The deal is I'm not looking for acceptance or what do I say? I'm not looking for permission. I don't need anybody's permission to be who I am, and I don't hurt people. I'm honest to a fault, as I've been told. So if you don't want to know, don't ask. I don't tend to sugarcoat. Now, I'm very happy to give you all kinds of information that didn't come out of my own head. I love research and stuff. I mean, that's why I'm here, to learn. Thank you, Nikki. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not for everybody. I know that. I do know that. But I just, I've always been fascinated with psychiatry and psychology, and I actually wanted to be a psychiatrist until I found out you had to go to medical school and do all that icky doctor stuff, because that's like body fluids, and I don't do that. That's not my job. So, anyway, you don't need to go to school to learn, and there's a lot of books and things, and now that we've got the internet, wow, can I find out all kinds of interesting, fun things. So, that's where I'm at with it, and I truly hope that my daily devotionals help people. I wish I could give you what it is. I don't, because I'm not religious. I don't buy into 99% of what they do in any church. I don't care what the religion is. I'm not a ritual person, and I think that I instinctively know these rituals aren't good, and I can't give you a reason other than I just know that, and I don't think we should do them. And I think that if you're going to do rituals, if you're going to say chants, if you're going to, I don't care what language, what religion, I don't care. You better know what you're saying, because words are power, and y'all can just think I'm the tinfoil hat lady. I have been since day one. So words are power. They call it all kinds of things, witchcraft, magic, blah, blah. God said, "Let there be light." Hello, what is it, people? And I don't know. Maybe I just instinctually understood what that meant. And it's only been since I've been 40-ish on that I've understood that that's what all these people are talking about. Like, I don't know. I just never felt the need to label it. It just is. God's real. You're supposed to live right, follow those 10 commandments, and stop resisting everything. And you know what you're doing. You know it. You know it. It doesn't matter if your husband likes or doesn't like the decision you make, your mother, your best friend. You know what's right for you, and until you live that truth, I think that's what's causing a lot of these illness. I mean, I am not going to say you're doing it to yourself, but you're not helping by what we are doing to ourselves, living in the contaminated world that we live in, where it's almost impossible to get clean anything. I mean, organic barely means anything anymore. So unless you're growing it yourself from sources that you have 100% control over, which, guess what? You don't. We're all going to be subject to toxins and psychological experiments, and their new thing is all of these energy weapons. They've been using them in crowd control for a lot of years, and people didn't even really know. So, but yeah, if you think those 5G towers are just to give you faster internet and let your games go faster, you might want to do some more reading, folks. And I just hope they're going to stop this. I hope we are going to stop this, because it's insanity, and the world is just spiraling out of control. And it's not just about the money, but that's like, where 90% of the population thinks. And if, now that they're talking about money stuff, oh, well, now everybody's paying attention. So, all right, I'm going to do an auction. Blue and gold macaw, $5. Start. Let's go. Wow, he's annoying today, and I haven't gotten any of my work done, which is what I was going to do. So anywho, I know I just dumped a whole bunch on y'all, so I don't know what you think about it, or might want to say about it, or might not want to say about it, but, I just felt like I needed to put out there, because I've been getting some interesting questions, and it's just really hard to answer them just by saying, oh, well, I think this, because guess what? It's a little more complicated than I think this, so I don't know. So what do you all think? Somebody would tell me what they think. I started doing these lives because I was in the RV community, and I kept seeing these questions over and over, and nobody was getting answers. Or the answers they were getting were total fabrications, total lies. Okay, I can't. I gotta go cover Woodstock. I'm just going to the other side of the wall. I can't think when he does this. It drives me insane. That's it. You're done. Going to bed. Good night. Time for birdies. Nope, I'm done. I'm so done with your noise. It's not funny. You're driving me crazy. Yeah, I don't want to hear relax. I want to hear. Yeah, really? What's your problem? So I've been told to relax and wants to know what my problem is. So there you go. Yeah. Y'all think, you got it tough living with a husband that talks back. Well, I got a parrot. People say, oh, animals don't talk back. Well, no, you think that's funny? I don't think it's funny, Woody. I don't think it's funny at all. So anywho, welcome to my weird life, folks. So yeah, I'm just packing up the sales from my auction on Wednesday. They're going to go out tomorrow because everybody was really good and paid before Sunday. So if they get paid before Sunday, they can go out in Saturday's mail. Because I go to the post office twice a week. Saturday and Monday. And occasionally Adam pops in. Oh, perfect. It just fits and it won't roll him around. Adam pops in on Thursdays to pick up my Picky Nicky boxes. So, there's that, which is always good. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing, guys. I've been doing my auctions, reading the Bible to people, getting questioned about why do I think I have the right to do that. Well, I don't have the right to do anything, but I can pretty much do whatever I want now, can't I? And you have the right not to click on and listen if it bothers you. But, I've been like, people have gotten the wrong idea. So I just want to put it out there. That this is the plan. This is why I'm doing what I'm doing. And hopefully everybody likes it. And I got to find my marker. So far, I'm staying organized. This is a nice bonus for me. And I gotta say, it's nice to getting this inventory cleaned up. And as I do each, Doug's like, well, why y'all selling just one kind of thing? I said, because I have hundreds of one kind of thing. So once I sell out, I've sold out about half of what I've shown so far. So that's pretty good, which then totally consolidates, gets it off the wall, gets it, organized, bagged, ready to be sold. And now each auction has now gotten into one little container, which is, I believe they call this I can pick one up. Sorry, it's full. But, whoa, this size. Like a shoe. I think they, for sneakers or whatever. So what's left from each auction fits into one of those. So that worked out pretty nicely. So we're consolidating and slowly but surely working towards selling jewelry. So, I'll get there. And I've been having good response and really enjoying the community, and, been getting a lot of support, which is pretty nice. And I haven't met too many crazies. There's a couple, but you got to have a couple in there for fun, right? So, but other than that, things have been pretty good here. The weather has been Doug is finally starting to feel better. He's still a little worn out, but you know, we're not 18 anymore, are we, folks? Now it's like you catch a cold and you're down for a week, So you catch anything more serious than a cold, and it's like, uh-oh. I will tell you, we had run out of our 5 mushroom matrix that I get from CBD Gurus, and we were doing all that plumbing and stuff. I'm like, oh, whatever, I'll get them and whatever. Well, we were out of them for about a month, and then I reordered them, and within 2 weeks of taking them again, I actually noticed that I felt better. Nothing specific, just general. Overall, I felt better. I wasn't so tired. I wasn't so stressed. I wasn't so achy all the time. Those mushrooms are magic. They are magic mushrooms, in my opinion. So if anybody wants that link, I'll be happy to share it with you. I may do one of those again. It's been a while. People don't want to go watch the old ones, but I might do another one on the supplements Doug and I take and why and where to get them. And you guys can get them. You can research, find your own brands if you like. But I did a lot of research before I bought the ones I bought. I had to change a few things up because a couple companies went out of business, because usually, when they're too good, they can't stick around. So just how that works, So, so I might be doing that sometime soon. But other than that, I don't have anything real exciting. I've also come to realize that, and I get it, you're on YouTube for entertainment. A lot of people are here looking for the, some big secret or some drama, or, I don't do drama, folks. That drama is the one thing that will probably make me walk away from you faster than anything else. I want peace. I'm happy to talk about problems and help you find solutions, but don't come to me and tell me, oh, I have this horrible thing, and we sit down for a couple hours, we discuss it, we figure out something that probably is going to work out for you. And then guess what you do? You go right back into the same old circle that got you where you were stuck. I don't have time for that. It's called go forward, not continue to repeat the cycle that isn't working. There we go, right back to the beginning, the age of Aquarius. We're here. We're going to be getting beat up left, right, and sideways if you don't, how do they put it, surrender and go with the flow, because, otherwise it's like you're going to be swimming upstream all the time, and you're not going to get anywhere, and you're just going to be like, why am I doing this? And then you're going to stress yourself out, and then you're going to get sick, and then you're going to have more stress. You're going to have to take time off work, and you're going to get behind on the bills. And I know how it all works. Break the cycle. Break it, break it, break it, break it. You can do it, you can do it, you can do it. So anyhow, that's about it, guys. I just wanted to clear up a few things, and per usual, no one has any questions for me, so I'm just going to ramble. Y'all are going to show up and listen or not, and I'm not really concerned, the one thing that would make me happiest for all of this, if people would start buying me a coffee, and then I can start sending out some Bibles, people, if they want them. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm living my life, folks. I'm just doing it. I'm living my life. Doug and I are doing okay. We got our ups and downs, just like everybody else. We've made the conscious effort to, make our diet better. Are we perfect? No, of course not. We're trying to get a little more exercise, especially now the weather's getting nicer. I was out yesterday cleaning up the yard. I'm doing my online sales. Having fun, going out, talking to people in the community. Just trying to be present. I'm trying harder to be present every day, and trying to help other people be present. If I can do that, let me know. I don't know how I can help you, and everybody needs something different, and some of it's really really easy and some of it isn't. But I'm hanging out, I'm chilling, I'm just doing my thing, folks. Just doing my thing. So I hope you guys are too, and I hope you all are doing well. And those of you who aren't doing well, if there's anything I can help you look up or try to figure a way to help it make more sense to you, let me know. I'm pretty open-minded. I'm pretty willing to look at a lot of sides of things. And, I know for a fact there's way more than two sides to all stories. So, and I think, people have to start seeing that from their own point of view, that, yeah, okay, so and so said blah, blah, blah. Were they having a really bad day? Did someone else just really piss them off and, oh, you were safe, so they took it out on you? You can give them a little leeway, but you can also say, you really got to not do that to me again, because it really is not cool. Again, draw your boundaries. We all got to draw our boundaries, decide what we want, not the world, what the world expects, or the next door neighbor, or what do you want? What do you need? That's really where you got to go with this whole walking with God thing, in my opinion, is find your true path. When you find it, you're going to know it. You're going to feel it. The world may not like it, but in my opinion, if you don't walk that path, you're not going to find your happiness. And like I've talked before about my idea of what I thought would be happiness for my old age, I had to pretty much say see you later, bye, because I had built what I wanted on all these other people, and they weren't giving it to me. They weren't doing what I thought they were supposed to do so I could have that dream that I wanted. Guess what? Your dream has to be about you and your path. And I feel like if you're lucky, you're going to find the other people that are supposed to be on that path with you, and you are all going to interact and mingle. And like they say, some people are here for a reason, some people are here for a season, some people are here for a lifetime. That's a hard lesson for me. There's been a lot of people that I would really like to still have around. They're gone. They're not here. They're not here in my 3D world. But what is here is what they taught me, the life lessons that they taught me. That's why they were in my life. It's about changing your perspective about everything. I don't know. This is such a big topic. And I'm like, well, who are you to tell anybody about anything, right? All I can tell you is what I've come to the conclusions of. And I can 100% guarantee that 80% people listening to me are not on that path, because it's not their path. Doesn't mean their path is wrong. It's just not their path that I'm on, and vice versa. So I think that we have to stop trying to be like each other and be like everyone else. And as you're walking your path, maybe a lot of these paths walk side by side and then they split again. I don't know. I don't know how all this works. Guess what? I'm not God. That's not my job. But my job is to try to accept it and to change the things that we really don't like and the things that we know were put in place for bad reasons. And we have a lot of that. So, discretion, gut feeling, intuition, I believe, especially now in the age of Aquarius, that's really what we have to all work on attuning and living with. And did we does the what's the word? I just lost the word. Reincarnation, is that a real thing? I don't know, but what I'm saying is if it is real, I'm 100% sure I was a pioneer woman. Because I think, and do I do a get up with the sun? Yeah, when in the summer I do, because it's hot and very sunny and I get up. You get up with the sun, you go to bed with the night, with the sun setting. And in Europe and I don't know, some of the southern countries, I believe they used to have what they called second sleep, where people would get up around midnight and do stuff for a few hours and then go back to bed. I kind of think that might be the way I would like to live. I think that works with my circadian rhythms. But I mean, there's so many things, folks, so many things involved in all of it. But a lot of it is really about you and how you perceive things, how you react to things. That's really all you have control of. And the rest of it is fluff and nonsense. So, I'm going to head out with that little thought there. And I'm going to say it again, and hopefully you guys are really going to believe it this time. Sending you all much peace, love, and harmony from Petrichor Ranch in Arizona. Get some sun and find a reason to smile. Big hugs all. I will talk to you again on Sunday with Doug. Bye now.